This is going to be the notes and homework for 7-1B for volume of triangular prisms. We're actually going to be using the exact same formula that we did for rectangular prisms. The only reason we get to do this is because we were talking about big B, which is area of the base. So this time, we're talking about the triangle as the area of our base. All figures or all prisms are named by their base. So if it's a triangular prism, it has a triangular base. Just like with the rectangular prism, we had a rectangular base. So now what we're going to be doing is we're going to find the area of that base. So our formula for volume is the same thing, but big B is the area of our base, meaning we need all of this area right here. Well, to find the area of a triangle, just the triangle itself, we do base times the height divided by 2. So here I'll be doing base times height divided by 2 when I look at just the triangle, and then my height for the figure is going to be the distance between the two triangles. So I'll end up multiplying by my height. This shouldn't be too bad, but learning how to use this formula and learning how to use this big B, that's going to be what makes this section difficult. So we're going to go and move on to some of the exercises. So take a look at exercise number 1. So again, we are going to be using volume equals big B times H. Big B, our formula is going to be base times height divided by 2, because that's how we are going to find the area of this triangle right here. And then it's going to be times the height of our figure. So looking at just the triangle, our base is going to be 8 inches and our height for the triangle is going to be 6 inches. So we are going to do base times this height. So base is 8, the height is 6, and again we divide by 2, and now the height of the entire figure is going to be 18. I'm going to start working this way a little bit because I kind of ran out of room, so I'm going over here now. So 6 times 8 gives us 48. Again, we have to divide by 2, and then we are going to multiply by that height of 18. When we do 48 divided by 2, we get 24. Again, we'll be doing that times 18. And now we do 24 times 18, which gives us a total of 432, and that'll be inches cubed. So our volume for this entire figure is 432 inches cubed. Take a look at example 2. Again, we're going to be showing all of our work on these. So example 2, we're going to be using the same formula. I'm going to start up here this time. Volume equals area of the base times the height. Again, our base is going to be the triangle. And we are going to be using the formula BH divided by 2 for just that triangle. And then we are going to multiply it by the height of the figure. So looking at just the triangle itself, the base is 8 and the height is 5. So the base is 8, the height is 5, and we divide that by 2. And again, looking at the rest of the figure, the distance between the two triangles is 12 millimeters. We're going to do this times 12. So 8 times 5 is 40. Again, we have to do that times 12 when we're finished. 40 divided by 2 is 20. We still have to do that times 12. And then 20 times 12 is going to be 240. That'll be 240 millimeters cubed. So again, our final answer here is going to be 240 millimeters cubed. Taking a look at number 3, final example on the notes part. Again, we're doing a volume equals area of the base times the height. Our base on this figure, I know we've talked about it's what it sits on, and on this one, you can look at either one, whichever one you want to, but I'm going to look at the one that's easier to see, where the right angle is. So again, we're going to be using base times height divided by 2, and we're going to multiply that times the height of the figure. Looking at just the triangle, the base and the height are always going to be connected by a 90-degree angle. So our base is going to be 15 and our height is going to be 8. So we're going to be doing 15 times 8 divided by 2. And we're going to do that whole thing times the height of 11. 15 times 8 is 120. So we have 120 divided by 2. Again, we'll still have to multiply that by the height. 120 divided by 2 is going to be 60. Again, we'll do that times 11. And 60 times 11 is going to be 660. That'll be yards cubed. So again, our total volume is 660 yards cubed. Guys, if you have any questions on this part, make sure you're coming to tutorials. I will take a look at some of the homework problems, but the rest of these, for the most part, are going to be on your own. Taking a look at number 1 here, again, we are going to be using the same formula. So it's going to be volume equals area of the base times the height. Our formula for area of the base, because this is a triangular prism, we have a triangular base. So the formula for area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. And that will be times the height of our figure. Looking at just the triangle itself, so here's my triangle. I've got to look at where the 90-degree angle is. So I'm going to be, my base, or my distance right here, let's see if I can get this to show up a little better. My base of my triangle is going to be 10, because it matches what I've got up here. So the base is 10. And the height, again, is connected to that 90-degree angle, so it's that 5.3. Let me change this to a times sign, since I've got a decimal now. Again, I'll have to divide by 2. This is going to be times the height of the figure, how far apart the two triangles are. And the two triangles are 5 miles apart. So now I'm going to start working it out piece by piece. 10 times 5.3 is 53. We'll divide that by 2 and multiply by the height. 53 divided by 2 is going to be 26.5. Again, still have to do that times 5. And 26.5 times 5 is going to be 132.5 miles cubed. Take a look at number 2. Again, same formula. Volume equals area of the base times the height. Our base, down here this time, and I could use the top one, it actually would not matter. And I'm going to look for my area of my base. It is a triangle, so I'll do base times height divided by 2, and then we'll multiply by the height. So the base and the height, again, I'm going to look at the sides attached to the 90-degree angle. So my base is going to be 8, and my height is going to be 6. Divide that by 2, and the height of the entire figure is 9 inches. So that times 9. 6 times 8 is 48. We'll divide that by 2. We'll have our times 9. Half of 48 is 24. Again, we still have to multiply that by times 9. And 24 times 9 is 216. That'll be inches cubed. I'll do one more of the triangles for you. I'm going to take a look at, actually I might go ahead and do 3 and 4 just because they do have decimals and these are kind of gross. So we have volume equals area of the base times the height. Looking at our base, we have a triangle, so we know that we're going to be using, for area of our base, we'll do base times height divided by 2. And then we're going to multiply by that times the height of the entire figure. So again, our base and our height are attached to the 90-degree angle. So our base is going to be 7, and we're going to do that times the 4.2 for the height of the triangle. And then we're going to multiply that times the height of the figure. So our height is 7. So we are going to do 7 times 4.2. When we multiply those two, we get 29.4. We have to divide that by 2. Again, we're going to do this times 7. 29.4 divided by 2 is going to be 14.7. And again, we have to do that times our 7, our height of 7. So 14.7 times 7 comes out to 102.9, and that will be miles cubed. Again, we're going to take a look at number 4 just because it does have kind of a gross decimal with it. So volume equals area of the base times the height. We are dealing with a triangular prism. So formula for area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. And then we'll have to finally multiply by the height. By the way, that's where the height is coming from, just in case you're missing that. I hadn't done anything with it yet. We'll look at the 90-degree angle to get our base and our height for our triangle. Base will be 10. We do that times 6.8 divided by 2 times our height of our figure, which is 6. 10 times 6.8 is going to be 68, and we'll have to divide that by 2. We'll do that times 6. 68 divided by 2 is going to be 34. That's times 6. 34 times 6 is going to be 204. That's all I'm going to do on the triangle portion. The rest of those will be on your own. If you have questions about the triangles, make sure you're coming to tutorials so I can help you out. And just as a quick reminder, I'm going to do one of the rectangular prisms just because the formulas are so similar. On a rectangular prism, they don't really tell us which one is the base, so we actually get to kind of make this up. Typically, I tell you guys to just use whatever it's sitting on. So our formula is actually the same thing. Volume equals big B times H, or our area of our base. With area of the base, here's the one I'm going to pick. I'm going to use this side this time. It wouldn't matter if you pick a different side, you'd get the same answer in the end. But for area of the base, I'm going to do base times the height of that rectangle. And then I'm going to multiply times the height of the entire figure. So looking at just this rectangle right here, this is a 3, and I know it's kind of hard to see, but this is a 3 by 5 rectangle for the base. So my base is going to be 3, and my height is going to be 5. I'm going to multiply that times the height of the entire figure, which is going to be 12. 3 times 5 is 15. Again, we have to do that times 12. 15 times 12 is 180. So that'd be 180 yards cubed. And guys, if you have any questions, make sure you come ask, and I will help you guys out to the best of my ability.